Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, another brand new day. And yes, my greetings in each video are largely the same. Largely, not perfectly, just largely. Here is little Cream slash Saber. She is a little cutie. Her nose is not as pointy and long as it should be for a hamster her age. She's still got kind of baby features because of that, and it's not a good thing. It is a genetic defect, but she's fine and she's a cutie. She doesn't like my fingers touching her sensory apparatus on her face, but she is such a cutie. I'm going to bring her right up here, and then I'm going to put her back in her cage so she can go back to sleep, because yes, I made noises on the side of the cage until I saw her wake up, and then I carefully took the top of her nest off, and now she's in darkness again. She's running around because she's irritated and scared, but she's going to stop being irritated and scared and go back into her nest, and it'll be good. And to me, my hair looks absolutely terrible, but that's because I am neurotic about my hair. And good morning. Ooh, come on, focus, focus. Really, focus? It's not going to, for no good reason at all. Let me turn off the autofocus, get it badly out of focus, and then turn the autofocus back on. There we go. That's wonderful. I don't know why I had to do that. It's like when my computer, whenever I have to go into the UEFI BIOS, because like every other time I turn on my computer, it says, oh, the BIOS is gone. You need to go into the BIOS and recover your CMOS. So I go into the BIOS and then leave, and it recovers and then boots. But whenever I do that, Windows 10, that I say, check the time on the internet. Use the internet to make sure your time is correct. When it finishes booting up, it'll say like, hey, it's 3 o'clock in the morning yesterday. So I have to go in and turn off the verify time on the internet and then turn it back on, at which point it goes, oh, okay, and fixes the time. So what's going on there? Why doesn't it just check? Talking about that, Windows 10 things that really bug me. Here's a design issue that just pisses me off. It shouldn't, but it does. On Windows 10, the welcome screen that you have, when it comes up and says welcome and shows you a nice friendly scene, it gives you no indication of what you're supposed to do to sign in, because it's just a happy and friendly scene. There's no virtual keyboard. There's like maybe one icon, and it kind of looks like the wireless icon, and that's basically it. Only when you actually press the physical keyboard, telling the operating system that you have a keyboard, a physical keyboard, only at that time does the virtual keyboard, where you have to let go of the actual keyboard to grab the mouse to use the virtual keyboard, pop up. But you're already using the real keyboard. Why are you bringing up a virtual keyboard now? It is such a ridiculous design decision. It is anti-intuitive. It just bugs me each time it comes up, because it's stupid and it shouldn't be that way, and nobody fixes it. And it is such a glaringly obvious design flaw. If you're going to have a virtual keyboard, for people that don't have a keyboard, they need to know it before they press the actual keyboard. But I'm not a major corporation with lawyers and group-focused teams deciding what's supposed to be done. So, what do I know? And as an aside, if you're into the whole video game thing, it's really, really sad what's happening with BioWare, because they're dead now. They are dead. When they signed with Electronic Arts, they signed their death warrant. There just was no official stamp of approval and date of death on it. Those were the only two parts missing. Now that Anthem, the looter shooter, that the deep RPG with conversation people have made a looter shooter, it ain't going well. But then you take people that have historically made turn-based deep RPGs with books and books of stuff and say, okay, write us a live service looter shooter because they're popular now. That the death warrant was pulled out of the drawer, the pen was gotten ready, and now that it's released, it's signed and dated. BioWare is gone. I mean, as a studio, they weren't who they used to be anymore. Most of the big people that made up BioWare are long gone. They just got out. After all, there were three main people that started it up, and they were industry outsiders basically, and they came in with a view of what they wanted, and they built up a huge studio of people who were like-minded, and they put out deep, intense RPGs. And then they sold their souls to Electronic Arts. They were allowed to make some types of RPGs for a while, but the writing was on the wall. Whatever's gonna make money. And with so many live services, even excellent games have to compete so hard. And Anthem never had a chance. It was supposed to be a looter shooter, make EA money. No. So many people are done with it. We're in 3 days or so, you know, they put in 50 hours. They're done. They're done. They've experienced everything. They have no desires to pick it up and play it again. They have seen everything the game's got, and they're tired of it. They're done. So, at least they lived for a while, but now they're gone. I mean, as stated, BioWare has been gone for quite some time. But it's always sad to see when a studio goes. Because sometimes a studio can keep its own culture even when the people change. But when enough people go and enough things change and enough stuff happens, it's time to change the name entirely, because it's no longer the same group of people. And it's the same with BioWare. I mean, by the time they had to make this looter shooter, they weren't the BioWare that we remembered. That's been long gone. In some cases, it still works. I mean, I'm amazed. Brian Fargo and his team of Interplay, now In Exile and Obsidian and all the various names they've had through the years, he's managed to bring himself back up, which is good, because Interplay, I'm a big Brian Fargo fan as a developer, designer, and all that. I really liked all the Interplay stuff that came out way back when, and I followed them and loved their stuff and was sad when they crashed and burned, and then just been kind of glad to see Brian Fargo's name through the years. And then now they're coming out with all this great and amazing new stuff because he's picked himself up off the ground so many times and kept going. That's the thing I really like. I mean, right now Brian Fargo and crew are coming out with The Outer Worlds, which is an amazing looking thing. We've only seen a trailer, but if they can keep up in the actual game, the energy, the humor, and all that they've got in the trailer, they've got a hit. A major hit. And that's just amazing, because he's roughly my age. He's a little older. I mean, I think so. Well, he must have been, because he came out with The Bard's Tale and all that in Interplay while I was in the Air Force at like 20-something years old. So I doubt he was younger. Is younger. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But he's approximately the same age I am. And he's been able to pick himself up and keep running with new crews and new groups. And they're coming out with amazing stuff. And it still just amazes me, because the people that made the Blizzard crew, when you see them, it's just amazing. The original people, those few are still left, they're old and tired. You can tell when you see them, they're tired. When they talk about, yeah, they don't play actual games when they go home, they just play stuff on their mobiles. I believe it. I believe it. They look old and tired. Kind of confused about the way things are going in today's world. So, I don't know. I wish I had a big sum up for that one, but I really don't know. I mean, it amazes me how there's just the two groups of people there. One of them, in roughly the same thing, has just been smashed by freight trains constantly, but has always picked themselves back up and kept going. And there's the others who, they're just tired and used up, and they're ready to retire. They're just ready to give it up. You can tell. They're tired. They're just tired. And I don't want to ever be the people that are just tired and ready to give up. It also really does have kind of a sum up, pull together thing, because I think it also sums up life and how you're looking at life. I mean, there's Blizzard, the Diablo people, and then there's Brian Fargo. And even though they're roughly all the same age, we're all the same age, their Blizzard people are just tired and used up, and Brian Fargo is still up and running, and that's the side I want to be. I always want to be on the, I'm excited to see what's happening next. I just got knocked down, but you know what? I'm going to pick myself back up. It's going to take a while. It hurts, but I like what's over there a lot better than what happened just now. I don't want to be that kind of person that says, okay, I've been knocked down. You know what? I'm just going to stay right here, because it just hurts. It hurts to keep getting knocked down, so I'm just going to stay down here, and then it won't hurt anymore. Yeah, I don't want to be that one. And that's what the Blizzard people look like. And last night when I went walkies, of course, I was just going to walk down to like Safeway and then back, 2 miles maybe, but instead I got down there and went, what the hell, I'll walk up to Walmart. It hurt like hell. My left hip, the skeletal muscle, because if it hurts on the outside of your body, if your hips hurt on the outside, it's not your hip. That's just your skeletal muscles. That's just muscle. If your hip is hurt, if you have hip damage, it hurts on the inside, closer to your groin, because that's where your actual hip joints are. If it hurts on the outside, you're fine. You've just munched up some muscles. If it hurts on the inside, you have screwed something up and you need to go and get help. So, I had some outer left muscular pain, and that was fun because I bruised the muscle. I landed on it when I crashed down. My knees hurt. My arm right now, this is so sore right here. This specific spot. So when I came down, crash, and hit here, I must have finished rolling because my left hip is hurt over onto this shoulder and then rolled over onto my right side because this hurts like hell. But even that, it's just muscular. It's not my bone, even though it sometimes feels itchy inside of there. So, I mean, I did trauma to my body. And if there is any damage, it's just very, very minor. So I'm not worried about not going to the doctor because of that. And if anything happens, if I start getting having a stroke, because I actually saw an episode of House where somebody had a broken toe and didn't know it, and the injury and continual leak of proteins from that ended up like causing horrible problems. So actually that is pretty serious. If I continue to have issues, I will go get it taken care of, because I don't want to have like a stroke because I've got an improperly healing green fracture, which can happen, especially since I've worked in healthcare my whole life. I know how fragile our systems are, so I gotta be careful. But on the other hand, I'm not gonna spend the money because I fell down. But I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me comments. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them later. Thumbs up each one I read, answer as many as I can, but for right now I'm just reading the names of the people who left the comment, whether it's a good comment, a bad comment, and a different comment. The fact is, you left me a comment. Thank you so very, very much. If I mispronounce your username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and we're just not that good at that sort of thing. And it is a range of 20 to 25. I got to remember the things I say, because even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression and fibro and more, I'm lucky I remember my own name. And what else is there? I can't remember. So I'm just going to jump right into it. Just like Philly D, whom I watch all the time. Random video, thank you very, very much. Why did I pronounce it that way? Shelby Bridgewater, greatly appreciated. Reed Legacy 2025, thank you very much. Hey, well done. Oh, I am nowhere close, but thank you very, very much. And Sweaty Palms, greatly appreciated. Kathy Kits Cat, thumbs up and thank you. DGA Red Raven, greatly appreciated. Tamer P, thumbs up. Orbit Con, greatly appreciated. Jerry Hill, thumbs up and thank you. Russian Timing, greatly appreciated. And then we have Jaden the King, thumbs up and thank you. Sebastian Ferris, greatly appreciated. Jazzy Guns Highlights, official Jazzy Guns fan page, who I hope to see you on Twitter since you wish to speak to me. And Daharon, I don't know if I pronounced that anywhere close, but thank you so very much. And Yoel, oh, that position hurts. Ow. And Cheecher Mo, El Noob, Pandora NYC1, thank you so very much. Armarta, greatly appreciated. Evan Alexander, thumbs up. And Thorsten Lone, oh, and I do take a light. I've got a flashlight I strapped to my pant leg. It had nothing to do with that. I wasn't paying attention to anything. Thorsten Lone, thank you very, very much. Hey, HD Bid, I can't pronounce it, but thank you so very, very much. Greatly appreciated. Mr. D, thank you. Greatly appreciated. Tadao Uchaha, I'm nowhere close, but thank you very, very much. And last but not least, Grim Guns. Thank you all so very much. Oh, that is that part right there. That muscle set, just arg. But then it takes a good 24 hours for the real pain of trauma to set in. And so, yeah, I'm really feeling the pain of the trauma now. Great. Life is life. Anyway, though, if you could check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, NearlySeniorCitizen.com, a blog that I haven't written in yet, but I'm going to, I promise. Really. It's such a good-looking thing. It's awesome. Thank you, Brian Lynn. And, of course, if you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. Now, if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes and deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. And I just banged this onto the arm of my chair. Ow. Oh, man. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very awesome, very cool, greatly appreciated. I would understand if you don't want to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time, or until I kill myself falling down outside. One or the other. Oh man, that just, don't bang wounds on hard plastic arms. Ow. Life is life. I want to have a reaction video today. I've got a video that I got to get done. I'm hopefully going to be able to stay awake and just be in a good enough mental state I can do that. Hopefully I got it. Well, I do have a game video. I just have to edit and render and get that all done. So definitely a thumbs up. So aside from that, I mean, I'm going to take it easy. I'm trying not to hurt myself and trying to not hurt my arm anymore because I don't want it to be a green fracture or anything like that. So yay. Shouldn't be. I should be fine. I should be good. Still, you take care. Have a great day today. I will... Oh, even that hurts. There's no place I can touch. And I will see you on the flip side, my friend. Ow, ow, ow.